let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. Ever since Disney released this movie Frozen last year, this song has become one of the most viral shared video on the internet. And how did that happen? Was it because this song has a very, very great lyric, a great melody where everyone can just sing along with that? Or was it because Idina Menzel, the singer, is terrific? I think all of the above are true. But I think there's more to that, isn't it? This song doesn't just tell a story of a queen that runs away from her country and liberate herself, break free from that and let it go. It is a story that is shared amongst all of the young people today that is living in this point of history. Imagine this. Queen Elsa, she has a superpower that she doesn't know how to use it, so she made some mistake. And because of that, her parents say that you shouldn't do it. You should conceal yourself and don't feel and lock yourself up and then be a good girl and be a good queen in the future. Did you see the resemblance? Did you see the resemblance with our lives? How many people are going through this every single day? We have great potential, great ideas, but because we're not that good yet, we're not there yet, so we can't prove that we can just use that thing and survive for the rest of our lives. So because of that, people are placing crushing standards on ourselves. Standards about beauty, standards of how a good life is, and standards about success. And all of this is squashing our dreams and self-esteem and make us feel so little. And the only way out is to try to fit ourselves into a list of labels and titles that people approve. The only opportunity to change is when someone comes to your door and sing, "Do you want to build a snowman? Come on, let's go and play." My job today is to knock at your door. And your job, your secret mission for tonight, is to decide whether or not you want to open this door and to step up from it and figure out how your life is going to be different after you step up from this thing. All of us here grew up in fairy tales at some point. And fairy tales are always about the happy endings, right? But the thing about happy ending is this: life is not just about happy endings, so we cannot get there fast. Life is also about a catchy beginning, a very fruitful expedition, and an exciting climax, and also a perfect ending that rounds the whole thing, makes it perfect. But then, a lot of people have been rushing this process. So, what I want to say is this: no matter what we're doing right now, we are creating a moment here, a moment that is going to contribute to your own storyline. So like right now, we are here doing this thing. For some of us here, we are showcasing our life's work. So this is like a climax. And for people, the volunteers and us, who is organizing this thing, this is like a fruitful expedition. This is along the way to move social innovation and all creativity in Malaysia. But for all of you here that is sitting there, this may be a very good beginning for something new, isn't it? So this moment has been created, and how you're going to define it is up to you. It's your call. My job is to tell stories. Today I'm going to talk about stories that move mountains. We love to listen to stories, right? Let me tell you about something. This is a very interesting thing to me because I live in this thing. Facebook has been celebrating their 10th anniversary a few months ago. And 10 glorious years, come on, 10 glorious years. It is not just 10 glorious years of amazing technological innovation or a revolutionary social media platform for marketing and promotion. No, it's not just that. What I think is Facebook, 10 glorious years of global personal storytelling campaign. Do you know why? Everybody, if you have an account in Facebook, you are telling your own stories every single day by posting pictures, posting shout-outs, and attending events through Facebook and liking pages. You are putting yourself into a story. If you want to know someone's story, you just open their Facebook page and can figure it out. Right. But then, my question is this: if this is something so important and this is something that we do every single day, are we doing it right? If we do it right, I think this is a very good platform where your ideas can go really far. Whatever you do and believe, it can reach a lot of people through this platform. So my question today is, how can we do it right? Is there a way where we can get more likes? I mean, I always joke about this. You know, there's a girl in this little town. She will tell her mom, "Mommy, I have a dream. One day, my profile picture will have 300 likes, Mommy." I mean, this is possible. Now, I'm going to give you an answer today. The right way to do it is to use story. Stories are a great differentiator. If you could use storytelling to bring your thoughts and ideas out to the world, you will see the magnificent effect of that. Let me give you an example. This is a noisy world. Everybody is stating opinions, right? If you want to stand out, you need to have a unique selling point. But the problem about this is everybody's unique selling point is the same, right? I'm honest. I am innovative. I mean, all companies is telling people that they're innovative, right? Who doesn't? So how can you do this right? Storytelling. A potato can bring you a lot of wisdom on these things. Now, I'm going to tell a story about this thing. A few hundred years ago in Germany, there's a king, his name is this, Frederick the Great. He's called the Potato King. Until today, this is what happened. Every year during his birthday or something, people will go to his grave and place a lot of potatoes on his grave. And why do people do that? Now, this is because 100 years ago in Germany, this king wanted to make people grow potatoes and eat them every single day. So he put out notice, said, "Everybody, you're compelled to plant potatoes at your home. If you're not, I will punish you, put you into jail, I will whip you." But you know what? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And then he has to think about something to make this work, right? So he did this. Next day, he put out a notice and says, "Potatoes are not allowed to plant at your homes anymore. This is declared as a royal plant. Nobody can plant this thing. If you plant it, I will put you into jail, I will whip you, and I will punish you." And then this thing will be planted in the royal garden. What happened a week after is this. A group of thieves sneaked into the palace and stole all of the potatoes in the royal garden. The next morning, the king was very angry. He was like, "Who stole my potatoes? Anyone can find out this person that stole my potatoes, I will reward him with a lot of treasures." What happened now is not a lot of people trying to get treasures by finding out that person. What happens now is everybody is planting potatoes at their homes. Why is it so? It is because it's not an instruction anymore. Now, this thing has become a story they can tell. You know, that day, got thief go into the royal garden, stole all the potato. What is worth stealing must be worth having. So we plant it secretly in our homes. So that's what happened with potatoes. And potato, until today, it has been, Germans has been the biggest consumption population of potatoes until today. Wow, power of storytelling, right? So how are we going to incorporate this thing into our lives, into our business? Because since this is a very effective business communication method, or a way to let us stand out among our competitors, and how can we use this way, this powerful tool, to put our ideas into the world? How can we do that? Before we know how, we need to know how effective this can be. And are there any skills, any methods that is along this line, right? Now, Upworthy is a very new company, but they're really good in placing headlines. Now, let me show you this clip, and you'll decide how great they are.
I'd like to take a moment to address a situation that has become a talking point in this community over the past weekend, especially on Facebook, that centers around me. While I tried my best to laugh off the very hurtful attack on my appearance, but this email was more than that. Take a stand that attacks like this are not okay. The truth is, I am overweight. But to the person who wrote me that letter, do you think I don't know that? That your cruel words are pointing out something that I don't see? You don't know me. You are not a friend of mine. You are not a part of my family, and you have admitted that you don't watch this show. So you know nothing about me but what you see on the outside. And I am much more than a number on a scale.
Wow, this is epic. But you know what? When this thing is up on YouTube, it only has a few views, a few thousand views, because the title is like this: CBT, when WTFS news anchor on-air response towards the viewers calling. Now this is boring. So Upworthy took this thing and changed it a little bit. Guess what? The title is now this: a bully calls a new anchor fat. She destroys her on TV. Wow! Now it's worth watching. Because you know why? Before this is just a statement that says what's happening inside, but now it became a story that makes people wonder and curious what's happening next. Now this is something you can learn, right? So this is a very effective way to make your post viral. Storytelling. There are templates that you can use. Brand communicating their presence, they also use this kind of thing. SK2, how did they do this thing? They have amazing ingredients and formulas, but how did they do that? They give you a grandmother story. A few hundred years ago, a grandma in Japan watches the rice every single day. And then people are shocked. Why, huh? You're so old, but your hand's so beautiful. A story itself. But now, you see, SK2, they tell about their own story, so it's special to them. But now, an even more amazing way is that you use a campaign to tell everybody's story. Welcome home. When this song is singing, everybody has their picture of their perfect life that belongs to themselves. Now, this is incredible because you're telling your stories, right? Now, let's move it to a personal skill, all right? And I think since the beginning of time till today, the most ultimate self-actualization, creative ambition for everybody, what is that? Is to write a novel. Everybody has a novel in them. You know, one day I will write a book, and that book will show what I think. But you know what? I have that ambition too. But then my excuse for not having that is just because ain't nobody got time for that. But because we don't have time for novel doesn't mean we don't have time for something else. We definitely have time for 18 minutes to give the talk of your life. TED gives us this platform. I'm a big fan of TED, if you didn't know that. IAM is adopting that format to do this, to showcase a lot of great ideas here. And everybody gives their talk of their life in just 18 minutes. And I think this is a powerful tool to tell who you are to the world. So if you have a story to tell about yourself and you only have 18 minutes, and how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that effectively so that people would know that you are different from other people? Well, before I end this talk, I would like to give you this sentence. We are all lonely animals. We spend our life trying to be less lonely. The ancient way to do this is to tell a story and beg the listener to think and to feel, yes, that's the thing, that's the way I feel, and that's the way it is. If you don't remember anything I said just now, remember this. Remember this. Remember this. Going into an unknown world is like stepping into a world without light. Stepping into a world without light like that, every single step that you take is going to be difficult. But then, if you really cannot give up what you like to do, what you love, the things that is important to you, you need to make extra effort and try harder to make people know that you are here doing this every single day. So, dear friends, do you want to build a snowman? It doesn't have to be a snowman. Okay, bye. Thank you. Thank you.